This is the new Kia Seltos, the second generation model, and this one is actually the X line, which means it's finished in an amazing color. Yes, this black looks super duper awesome. Take that, Batman. Anyways, the key of the vehicle is the same as the Ceros, which means this is to open the boot, unlock the car, lock the car, and this is to turn on the vehicle. Well, I don't need to press any button. I approach the car and it will automatically unlock. Yes, it senses and unlocks, and this door handle actually pops in and out. Yes, that also happens. Flush door handles here. Now the color scheme is obviously fantastic. Fully black finished alloy wheels here, and because this is the X line, it has got X line badging at the rear. So overall design is changed quite a lot here. I think the big change is obviously to the design, and this being the X line has X line badging here right on the seats, and the seat color is also different. This sort of greenish color which is also here. It's also there on the dashboard here, and because this is the X line, it gets a feature which other variants don't get, which is a heads up display. It doesn't pop out, but it actually reflects there. You can see it at the moment here. That is the heads up display of this vehicle. But before we start, let me show you this awesome car perfume from Involve Your Senses. This is the Invol Gel Carbon Black. It's a very fresh fragrance. It's a watery fragrance which is obviously super soothing, and oh my goodness, it smells like an aftershave. It's easy to regulate, it does not leak at all, and you can get yours with a 10% discount using coupon code FASTBEAM. Click on the top right corner of the screen right now. I can simply put it here. It fits in here properly. It's just so awesome. Oh my god, the smell is just unbelievably superb. Anyways, let me get out of this car because the X line is not on sale immediately, which means we should focus on the variant which is on sale immediately. So there's the Tech line, which is the H series. Then there is obviously the GT line, which is right there. So you have like more features in the GT series, looks more sportier as well, and then of course the X line is there. Now in terms of length, this car is actually longer by 95 mm. The wheelbase has increased by 80 mm, it's wider by 30 mm, and the wheel size here is 18, obviously because this is a top end model. The tire size happens to be 215, yeah, 215 55 18, and the first in segment neon finish on the brake calipers. However, I do not like the design of the alloy wheels. I mean, this looks so EV sort of, I don't know. Anyways, of this gloss finishing, which obviously is prone to scratches. And in terms of design, Kia has made a lot of changes to this car. For starters, this car kind of reminds you of the Telluride because the design inspiration comes from there, and it has got a very revolutionary feature which I never expected Kia to give, which is basically it has got gas struts, not one but two of them. The engines, they remain the same as before. So this is actually the turbo engine, and in terms of the gearbox, that also is the same as before. Quick recap, this is the 1.5 liter turbo. It makes around 160 PS of power and 253 Newton meters of torque, mated to a 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox. There's insulation right here. Meanwhile, the engine which will sell the most is obviously the NA engine 1.5 liter, which produces 113 horsepower and 144 Newton meters of torque, and the diesel obviously is the 1.5 diesel, producing 113 horsepower, 114 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque. So yeah, the platform is new. It's known as the K3 platform, which makes it better in terms of safety ratings is what Kia claims. And you get fog lamps here. Look at the design treatment, a lot of nice design treatment. This is actually the DRL of the vehicle. Yeah, a lot of DRL elements. The digital tiger nose grille. This is the front parking camera, and here you obviously get the Kia logo. You get 6 parking sensors at the front. That is the panel for ADAS because it has got level 2 ADAS. I think 22, 23 features, I don't remember exactly. This is where the provision for the towing is, and the indicator is functioning here at the moment. I like the color scheme. It looks quite nice. The car definitely has grown up in terms of size, and that is going to lead to an increase in price as well. I expect the top end to touch almost 26 lakhs on road Mumbai, which is obviously quite expensive now, but that is for the top end. There's a camera there, obviously, that is for lane keep assist. You also get a rain sensor, and you get a dash cam too, which is absolutely phenomenal. Camera here too. Roof rails, they are actually functional, I think, and see, they have given it the floating roof treatment. By the way, the car's interior color differs depending on which variant you opt for. You get a sunblind here, and door pockets are decent size. One touch up and down power windows, which obviously get the anti-pinch feature. Yeah, that is mandatory. And the seats are quite nice. You get isofix child seat mounts. Center passenger gets a head as well, and you get 2 cup holders here. magazine holders, but you don't get a phone pocket like is in the case of the Seltos, which gets a phone pocket here. That's not given right there. You get AC vents rear mein, and you get a mobile phone holder. USB-C charging sockets have been placed on the side. They're not here, and the floor is almost flat, so 3 people will be comfortable. In fact, there's good amount of leg room. Knee room is also good. Under thigh support is decent. It's not the best as such, and headroom seems to be adequate enough. Meanwhile, you get a light placement here on the top, a handle to hold on to, beautifully damped, height adjustable seat belts. Look at the design of the headrest. The front headrests have a very different kind of a design. Well, it has this net on it. It's kind of unique and different as well. But yeah, the seats are a bit hard. The dashboard is new and the screens are coming from the Seltos, obviously. So in terms of the interiors, big step up. It says GT line right there because this is obviously the GDX. Right now, let's get out from here and let me come to the rear of the vehicle. First and foremost, I don't understand why there's a difference in terms of the fuel tank capacity. So the diesel is having, a diesel and the NA engine are having 47 liters of fuel tank capacity. Meanwhile, the turbo is having 50 liters. Then connected tail light bit will remind you of the clavis, the Karen's clavis. Seltos written here, Kia badging there, camera beautifully put inside, GT line badging and the indicator here, but there is no dynamic function, which is kind of disappointing. Meanwhile, 6 parking sensors at the rear and nice design treatment. Where is the exhaust? Well, there is the exhaust, just one exhaust, and this is, I think, probably the reverse slide. Straight away, let's get into the boot, which is now bigger when compared to before because the boot size has increased by 14 liters. So this is, I think, 447 liters. Earlier it was 433 liters. The boot is not very big. There's light here on the inside. There's a speaker here. I think that's a subwoofer, and the spare wheel is not full sized either. So this is actually a 15-incher, and that is, I think, the jack, rose and all those things. The toolkit has been placed right there. So in terms of boot space, it's decent, not very big as such, but yeah, gets the job done. But definitely it gets a high mounted stop lamp, and a feature I forgot to show you is that it gets a rear dash cam as well. Yes, factory fitted. That's the reason you don't see any tangling wires anywhere at all. And then these seats obviously can be folded in 60-40 format to increase the boot carrying capacity. So this is upright, and then there's a slight slide as well, which is obviously such a good thing. Now let me step into the driver side because it gets 10-way adjust for the driver's seat, which is nice. It says the fuse and OBD is there, and a lot of controls here. That is the electric parking brake. See, you can give an electric parking brake without thinking that the guy has to buckle up, because that's how it is done. Traction control button, hill descent, headlight leveler, Bose speakers, big enough door pockets, but no umbrella holder like in the case of the Seltos. And seat ventilation button has been given here. It gets memory seats now for the driver, which is fantastic. Nice switchgear, one touch up down for all the windows. That's kind of nice as well. This design treatment is a bit different. Ambient lighting you can see at the moment, and the steering wheel is different when compared to the Seltos. Firstly, Kia logo is asymmetrical. However, if you notice, the drive and traction buttons are here. In the Seltos, it's a bit different as well. Auto dimming mirror, which obviously has buttons for the Kia Connect as well as SOS. Blind view monitor working at the moment, obviously, because it has got a lot of ADAS features as well. And this thing is soft, this is hard, and lot of hard plastics lower down. Obviously, the door pockets are big, but so is the glove box, but does not get the cooling function. In fact, let me open the armrest. You get a 12-volt charging socket here. Why not there? Because they've made certain changes. I'll tell you what. Firstly, this does not slide ahead and behind. So you have got 3 USB-C charging sockets. Unlike the system in the Seltos, wherein you can decide if you want to use the charger or you want to connect to the vehicle, this is little different here. So this is obviously new. 12-volt hasn't been positioned here. There's a wireless charging pad right there, which should have the cooling function. Parking camera, parking sensors, auto hold, engine start button, gear lever feels nice to hold. Lot of physical buttons have been given, which is fantastic. So straight away, let me turn off the air conditioning, and as soon as I get into the air conditioning mode, it actually shows me the menu here. So I want to turn off the air conditioning off. 12.3 inch screen here, 12.3 inch screen right there, 5 inch screen here. So this is exactly the same as the Seltos, the screens. And let's open the sunroof. So panoramic sunroof, sun blind opens quite fast. Yeah, that is some speed for the sun blind. And let's open this as well, the glass. So now this is opening at a slow pace, but panoramic roof is something which the Seltos offered long back when the first generation model was launched. But again, one switch to operate everything creates confusion. I don't want to open this sunblind, but it is, I mean, I don't want to close the sunblind, but sunblind is closing. They should have multiple buttons to make things easier. There's a sunglass holder here and buttons here for the light control. Obviously there's a mirror here. There is no mirror here. There's just this thing so that you can keep your toll receipts, but with FASTag, who has toll receipts, and this does not extend. There's an expose screw here, actually it's on that side as well. The front dash cam right there, which is quite nice. And overall comfort levels are quite impressive in this car because the seats are really nice and comfortable. The steering is adjustable both for reach as well as rake. Buttons on the steering wheel have been given. Let me shut this. So straight away, let's come to this particular screen. There's a lot of information which you can see. There's obviously the compass, that is for the ADAS menu, and then you can browse through this multi-information display, wherein it has a tire pressure monitor as well. Now you can change the dials. So there are 3 drive modes: Eco, Normal and Sport, and there are 3 traction modes: Snow, Mud and Sand as well. Okay, we will set the connected car bit later. Come on, just power up. Now this screen is obviously for climate control menu, so you can obviously turn on and off the air conditioning from here. And straight away I'm going to press the home button and come into the home. The revolutionary feature here is that it has got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, both of which are actually wireless now. Earlier that was not the case, so big thing there. Voice memo is there, car wash mode is there, weather, you can share your destination, you can get into the inbuilt navigation, which is actually quite phenomenal because the car is new and it's just giving me warnings all throughout. Yeah, I know all these things, how to touch and what not to touch. Don't try and teach me what has to be done right now. Very slick system, superb. Valet mode is there, sports, calendar, vehicle diagnostics and notifications. There's a carrier mode wherein when you activate it, it will disable the parking sensors so that you can carry a cycle on the boot. So yeah, promoting adventurous activities, such a nice thing by Kia. Now straight away I'm going to come into the settings menu, because here we're going to come into the vehicle. This is obviously the seat menu, wherein you can decide how you want it to work, in the sense that it has the welcome feature as well. The seat will move. There's a digital key as well. Driver assistance has the usual bits: forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, LVDA. I am sorry, I cannot say what it is, but you get the drift. LVDA is there in this car, and then you can get into the light control and you can decide how you want the welcome lights and all. So very comprehensive menu. And then there's obviously ambient lighting, which I will link to the drive mode right now. And when I link the ambient lighting to drive mode, you will notice as soon as I change the drive mode, the light also changes. The ambient lighting, they are obviously 64 colors, so multiple color options here, and then you can change it. Unlike the Syros, which actually has 2 colors. So in the Syros you can choose a set of 2 colors, one for the upper side and one for the lower side. Here it's just single. So certain features are missing in this car when compared to the Syros, like there is no rear seat ventilation, which is there in the Syros. This car does not have rear seat ventilation. So yeah, I think the Syros is still the more practical car, but then it's not as good looking as this car. Now let's come out of this menu. Very nicely done menu, superb in terms of the way it works. Let's come into layout. Here I'm going to change this to the simple one, which obviously looks a bit weird to me. I rather have the circle one, and then I can link it to the drive mode, wherein when I change the drive mode, obviously the color also changes. So that's fantastic. I mean, it's loaded to the brim with almost everything you would expect in a car, and everything works flawlessly. That's the best thing. Now the thing is that when the Seltos first came, it had a lot of unique features. It's no longer the case because the Sierra is loaded with crazy amount of features. There's no heads-up display in the GT line. That's now there only in the X line, which is a bit disappointing because that was not the case earlier. So Kia has obviously made certain changes, which not to my liking. Tweeters have been placed on the A pillar here, but giving a factory-fitted dash cam, that's like so damn freaking cool. Let's come into reverse. This is the reverse parking camera. You obviously get adaptive guidelines, and then 360 view, which spins like this but shows the car in white without a sunroof. Why? That's not very accurate as such. And you have got multiple views here. In fact, it has 360-degree parking sensors because it has got 6 ultrasonic sensors at the front and 6 at the rear, which means that it can tell you things on the side as well if there's someone in your line of sight. This feature is not available in camera mode. I don't even know what feature I was looking for, but it says not available, so not available. Now what to do? I can't change that now. Yeah, slick system, very nice. I like it. Let's just see the front view and all, and I believe the driver rear monitor will also work. So when you're driving the car, you can keep this camera view on, both for the front as well as the rear camera, along with the 360 view as well. That's so freaking damn cool. Both sound system is nice. I can't do an audio test right now because obviously there's no network. I'm not connecting my phone to the car. Then there's obviously Kia Connect, which also enables OTA updates in the vehicle. So a lot in the screen here, which is quite nice. And I like the fact that they don't put seat ventilation down somewhere there. They put it right here in your line of sight, so you can actually see it. Every time I turn on and off the vehicle, it will obviously do this animation bit as well. So mechanically, like they're saying that the platform has changed, but the engines haven't. So it is going to largely drive the same as before, I think. And hopefully the ride improves, because it's not the most comfortable car in the segment, especially when you compare it to its immediate sibling, the Creta. The Seltos is obviously a bit on the stiffer side, so more driving feel there. So guys, this is a quick first look at the Kia Seltos. The car is improved dramatically, looks really cool now. Cooler actually. It doesn't look that great in photos, but looks really nice in person. Mini Telluride, if I may. Anyways, if you like this video, make sure to check out this awesome car perfume from Involve Your Senses. This is the Invol Gel Carbon Black. It's fantastic, just like the car. This car, they say, is badass. Well, the segment has gone on fire now with the Sierra coming in. So let's see what happens, because the Seltos, when it came, it rewrote the rules of features in the segment, which is no longer the case. This car doesn't really have any unique feature as such, but it's going to sell well, because at the end of the day, well, the Seltos has a big fan following. If you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up. That's the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.